This is meteorologist Mark Molnar, and thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. You're probably wondering, MeteoMark, did you just make a mistake? Isn't it Weather Northeastern? Well, not exactly. I'm going to be covering the Southeast and Gulf Coast states here, starting this weather session. And what this ultimately means is for you hurricane and tropical trackers, a special shout out to Stephen Lynn from the Panhandle of Florida, who was one of many people that suggested this, but recently, when he mentioned it to me, that he's tracking hurricanes from his neck of the woods in the Florida Panhandle, it occurred to me that I'm already covering a lot of the Southeast, especially during tropical season, and this falls into my line of thinking as being a tropical meteorologist. So, essentially what we're looking at here is an expansion of my geography of weather here. So this is exciting stuff, and I want to thank you, Stephen. It was you that actually, as I told you, many people have mentioned it to me, but it wasn't until you that, especially your location, it helped me discover that, hey, I should be covering the Gulf Coast states and Southeast as well. I am trying to get to 4,000 subscribers, so let's spread the word, get it out there, share the video. Also subscribe, hit that bell button so you're alerted when I come out with one of these videos. I'm going to have a complete tropical update along with your entire forecast, including severe weather outbreaks. I'm going to go through model analysis. Let's get right into it without wasting any more time. Taking a look at the tropics really quickly here, because there is not too much to talk about this early in the season. The one big exciting thing over the weekend, very briefly, we had Tropical Storm Ana here, and the remnants of Ana are moving across the North Atlantic here at this current time, lifting out with this big trough and this big gale that's really cranking here just northeast of Bermuda. And then here we have high pressure building in behind it along the southeast coast. This is actually promoting that big heat wave that's going to continue to develop across Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas here into Alabama. Temperatures in the upper 90s and low 100s likely. And see that circle there, that yellow circle coming off the coast of Africa. It's really interesting to see. This is not going to be a system of development, but I wanted to make note because this is a system that's pretty vigorous for this time of year, that's coming off the coast, that will traverse across the Atlantic. I don't expect anything to develop out of this, being so early with the wind shear, but that is a very large cluster of strong showers and thunderstorms coming off where the intertropical convergence zone, especially this early in the season. So this could be a precursor of things to come. Taking a look at the Gulf of Mexico, there's not much to talk about. We got a lot of showers and thunderstorms across Texas with that tropical moisture feeding across the western Gulf. I don't really have anything to talk about here. There is a little feature just west of Cuba, and then one here on west central part of the Gulf of Mexico, but nothing that bears watching at the current time. Wind shear is kind of keeping things in check at the moment. And taking a look at the Atlantic here, most of the Atlantic you can see pretty benign. I get that troughiness right in the center there. You do have a little bit of wind shear, but there it is off the coast of Western Africa, where the intertropical convergence zone is, that big red blob. This, I think, is a thing of things to come here, very active across Africa in the intertropical convergence zone. So we'll continue to watch as the hurricane season progresses for those systems. Before we get into the all-important forecast for the East and the Gulf Coast, we're going to get into a quick model analysis here. This is of this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day. Yes, it's Memorial Day weekend, and guess what? It would not be complete without a nor'easter-style system, now would it? That's exactly what we love in the Northeast on a holiday weekend. So let's get right into it here before I get into severe weather potential and individual forecasts here for the East Coast and the Gulf Coast. So here it is. We got low pressure moving across the Mason-Dixon line. This is later Friday night into earlier Saturday. Low pressure continues to move off the coastline here by later midday, early afternoon Saturday. You start to see a secondary low pressure system here forming across western Pennsylvania, interestingly enough. Speeding things up here a little bit, this takes us to noon on Sunday. You see low pressure still trying to close off here just off Delmarva in New Jersey. You still see a smattering of rain moving in across New York City, Long Island, southern New England, and New York and Pennsylvania. On a lighter note, look at that, the state of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Pretty clear for your right in smack dab in the middle of Memorial Day weekend, looking nice. And to top this off, most of these coasts looking clear for Memorial Day, but look at that there. Across the Northeast, we still have an open low pressure system there And this is something we're going to watch over the next several days to see if the Northeast is going to have a damper of a Memorial Day weekend. Taking a look at the upper air pattern here across the country, that ridge really dominating here across the Southeast. High pressure really building the heat here. Most of the systems cannot push into this ridge. Most of them are being forced up and over, and hence we have a trough developing here across the Northeast just in time for your Memorial Day weekend, while the Southeast remains mostly on the dry side and the hot side. So this is going to work out interesting for your Memorial Day weekend. Let's get into it. Here's where we get into weather eastern for the East Coast. Let's get right into the Northeast first. This is a nice zoomed out elongated view of the Northeast. We've got a stationary front focusing severe weather to the west here. Places like Toronto, Buffalo, Erie, Syracuse, in the St. Lawrence River Valley, Lake Ontario region, Lake Erie region, could see a scattered strong thunderstorm later in the day, particularly after 5 p.m. But here it is, most of the Northeast staying sunny and comfortable. 74 near New York City, great time of year to get out there. 75 in Boston, 73 in Portland, getting much more toastier near that front, mid to upper 80s, and near 90 there towards Pittsburgh. And look at that beautiful view of the Southeast and the Gulf Coast. Crisp, beautiful, brilliant sunshine. This is the kind of weather I like. Beautiful sunny into the upper 80s. Norfolk 83, Panama City, Florida 88, 95 here in Tampa, 94, 96 from Atlanta to Birmingham. That's where the heat's really going to start to crank here across the Southeast as high pressure remains anchored just off the shore here out into the Atlantic Ocean. Will slowly drift towards the Southeast. And Wednesday across the Northeast. Look at this. This is going to be a big severe weather day, an enhanced risk. We're not only looking at just a slight risk as that cold front moves in from Ontario and Quebec, but we're looking at an enhanced risk mainly between 2:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. here. It's places like Binghamton, Harrisburg, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Albany, Concord, just northwest of New York City and D.C. and Boston. This area in the orange shading could see quite a bit in the way of damaging wind in excess of 65 miles per hour and large hail 1 inch in diameter. Cannot rule out an isolated tornado as well, although I think that will be a little bit more tamed down than the damaging wind and large hail. Outside of that zone, we have the yellow zone. This is the slight risk. And this is where we'll see damaging wind to large hail, a good bet as well. Just not as widespread as in the orange shading. And then, of course, to the northwest, earlier in the morning, we have some showers here across Erie, Buffalo, and Toronto. So there you have it. Temperatures are going to be very warm. Look at that. 94 in Harrisburg, 95 in the Big Apple, New York City, 90 in Boston, 93 in Concord, 86 in Binghamton, 97 in D.C. So yes, we have a lot of warm, juicy, tropical air to work with here across the Northeast. So watch out for this. This is a big severe weather day. And Wednesday across the Southeast and the Gulf Coast. Look at this. Wow, we're really being gripped by a heat wave here. You see where the heat's coming from. Look at that. 96 in Tampa, 95 in Birmingham and Atlanta and Charleston even. 96 in Raleigh, 94 in Norfolk. Look at that. Along the Gulf Coast near the water sections, Miami, New Orleans, and Houston and Panama City all staying pretty much into the upper 80s near 90 degrees. But look at that sunshine. We have to go way to the north here in the Mississippi River Valley to get into even some strong thunderstorms. And Thursday across the Northeast, look at that. It's like somebody flipped a switch. Big cold front blasting through the region. Temperatures cooling down into the upper 60s and low 70s. Humidity really coming out of the air here. Look at that. Just quite a different day across the Northeast. South of the New York, or south of the Pennsylvania, Maryland border on southward, South Jersey on southward. A chance of a scattered shower or rumble of thunder, but for the most part, we're clearing out here across the Northeast with much lower humidity. And here it is, Friday across the Northeast. Look at that. Wow. It's like we're slipping into, it's like a different season than the previous part of the week here. The rain is moving in. We got a warm front moving in from the Ohio River Valley and the Appalachians. Rainfall really picking up in earnest here across Pennsylvania, Maryland, and eastern Ohio and southern Ontario. Scattered showers developing from Binghamton, Albany, Syracuse on northeastward and developing into a rain later in the day. Temperatures really being held down into the lower to mid-60s across much of New York State and New England. Even struggling even to reach, the mid-70s, places like Harrisburg, State College, New York City, Atlantic City. This is really where we start to see a big pattern change here across the Northeast as that frontal boundary really went through and is coming back through as a warm front, but is really having a difficult time making headway to the Northeast here. Rainfall amounts anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch likely, maybe 3/4 of an inch near Pittsburgh and Erie. And Friday across the Southeast. This is where things get really interesting. Still holding on to a nice day here across the Gulf Coast region from Houston all the way to Tampa and like Panama City, New Orleans. But take a look at north, just north of Birmingham, Atlanta, Georgia, Raleigh. Look at these areas, especially that orange zone up there into southern Virginia, western North Carolina, extreme northwestern South Carolina, and eastern Tennessee, southeastern Kentucky. This is where we have an enhanced risk. And being that that warm front is in the region, we're going to have some veering of winds with height, some directional change of the wind speed with height, which if we have any of those strong thunderstorms developing, they could rotate. This could be a tornado type situation developing, hence why I have you into the orange enhanced zone here region. And we could have a lot of damaging wind and large hail too. That slight risk continues southwestward towards northern Georgia, northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, Louisiana, and into Texas, like the Piney Woods of Texas, heading over towards Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, up towards Arkansas there. So you should have some severe thunderstorms there as well, damaging wind, large hail, isolated tornadoes. But it's that red zone or that orange zone there that I'm a little bit concerned about for your Friday, particularly from 1 p.m. up to about 9 p.m. Here's the extended outlook from hometown viewers, Northeast Pennsylvania from Scranton all the way up to Binghamton, Upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and Northeast Pennsylvania. Tuesday, we have a chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm, particularly after 5 p.m., but it's Wednesday that I'm a bit concerned about. Anywhere from a quarter to half an inch of rain, but severe thunderstorms developing between 2:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m., damaging wind, large hail, isolated tornadoes. The potential is there. We're heading up towards 87 for your Wednesday. Dew points really heading up there too, so it's going to feel a lot warmer. We have the atmosphere primed for your Wednesday. Stay tuned. Thursday, that cold front rolls through. We have one day where it's nice, lower humidity, and then look at that. For Friday and Saturday, the bottom drops out here. Rain showers, especially for your Saturday, up to a quarter, maybe as much as a half an inch of rain out of the system. It mimics a little bit of a low pressure coming in from the Ohio River Valley, transferring energy to the coastline, and the potential of a nor'easter type of system developing with some rainfall. So there you have it. We're dealing with that sort of thing going into your Memorial Day holiday weekend. Isn't that lovely? I thought you might like that. And to end the video here nicely, look at that. John from Long Island Sea, New York. Look at that. Nice and hot. Looks like a nice clear ocean there. Some ocean waves rolling in. Nice captures there, John. Beautiful time of year to get out there and enjoy the beach. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern and Weather Northeastern, Weather Southeastern, whatever you want to call it here. Hurricane Northeastern as well. Don't forget to visit my YouTube channel. Well, you're actually on it right now, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. Alerted when I come out with one of these videos. MeteoMark, Weather Northeastern on Facebook. Also, Hurricane Northeastern. Also, it's MeteoMark.com and WeatherNortheastern.com. That'll do it.